Fine, I know you feel something for me. I can see it in your eyes every time you look at me. The way your voice shakes when you speak to me. You are not fooling me. You think I don't notice. You think I don't see that hesitation, that longing in your eyes when you try to push me away. He stood up and walked to the window, looking out over the city as the night fell. The lights blurred in front of him as his mind raced. You think you are not good enough for me. You think I am just the CEO and you are just a maid. But I don't care about any of that, Ryan. You are everything. This isn't just some passing infatuation. This is real, and I won't just walk away from it. No matter how much you try to shut me out, I won't give up on you. The next day, Jungkook had been lost in his thoughts as he drove home, the memory of your worried eyes and hesitant voice lingering in his mind. He had been so deep in thought, so preoccupied that he didn't notice the car in the lane beside him, swerving dangerously close until it was too late. With a jolt, he heard the screeching of tires, the sudden slam of metal, and then everything went dark for a moment. Moments later, he regained consciousness, dazed in the crumpled remains of his car. Sir, are you okay? He asked, panic evident in his tone as he leaned down to check on him. He had been following him in the car behind, watching in horror as the incident unfolded. Jungkook managed a weak nod, though he winced at the pain, just a bit shaken up. He muttered, trying to push himself out, but the dizziness wouldn't let him. You were in the living room speaking with Mr. John, who had called you over to discuss some household tasks. The two of you were engaged in a quiet conversation when the front door opened, catching both your attention. You turned, expecting to see Jungkook walking in with his usual composed demeanor, but what you saw made your heart drop. There he was, his arm bandaged, a bruise visible on his face, and his usual sharp appearance worn down by what he had been through. His shirt was crumpled and streaked with signs of an accident. Jungkook's secretary helped him through the doorway. A wave of shock washed over you as you took in his appearance. He looked exhausted and injured, and before you realized it, a few tears had gathered in your eyes. You quickly turned away, wiping them, not wanting him or anyone else to see your reaction, but your heart ached as you watched him try to downplay his condition. Mr. John rushed over, his face clouded with worry. Jungkook, what happened? Are you alright? Jungkook forced a weak smile. I'm fine, Dad. It's not as bad as it looks. Mr. John's face paled, his hands tightening as he took in the news. A car accident? How could this happen? Why didn't someone call me immediately? Are you sure he's alright? Dad, it was an accident. No one could have predicted it. The doctors checked everything. It's nothing more than a few worries. Nothing serious. You are covered in bandages, Jungkook. This is serious. You shouldn't take things like this so lightly. I am fine really. The doctor said I just need rest, that's all. Mr. John turned to the secretary. You made sure they checked him thoroughly. Yes, sir, the hospital did a full examination. It could have been worse, but thankfully he is alright. They advised a few days of rest and observation just to be sure. Jungkook, you need to take this seriously. You have been pushing yourself so hard, and now look what's happened. This isn't just about your job, it's about your life. Dad, I know you are worried, but I'm alright. I won't push myself for the next few days if that helps. I'm not ignoring my health. You stood there holding back a swell of emotions as you listened to his family express their concern. Finally, Mr. John looked towards you. Ryan, could you bring some juice to Jungkook's room? Something to help him relax? Yes, of course, sir. And you went to prepare his juice. Mr. John glanced gratefully at Secretary. Thank you for bringing Jungkook home safely. I appreciate it more than you know. It's no problem, sir. I'm just glad he is okay. If there is anything else you need, please let me know. Mr. John gave him a reassuring pat on his shoulder. You have done more than enough. Take the rest of the evening off. With a final note, Secretary John excused himself, leaving Jungkook with Mr. John. Mr. John guided his son down the hallways to his bedroom, holding him steady as they walked. Once in the room, he helped Jungkook sit down on the edge of the bed, then gently lowered him to rest against the pillows. You need to take it easy for the next few days, son. Vayan will bring you some juice, drink it and take some rest. Jungkook nodded though his gaze was distant. I will be alright, Dad. It's not just about being alright. You can't keep driving yourself to exhaustion like this. For the next few days, no office work, no meetings. Understood? Fine, I will rest. Good. Mr. John leaned forward, resting a hand on his son's shoulder. I will look after the office. You just focus on getting your strength back. Jungkook nodded slowly. Thank you, Dad. Mr. John patted his shoulder once more before standing. Remember, rest is important. I will be back to check on you later. Now take it easy and let Ryan and the staff handle things for now. As he stepped out, he cast one last protective look at his son and went out. After some time, you quietly entered Jungkook's room with the juice in hand. You noticed him struggling to sit up. A faint smile crossed his face as he saw you, though it was clear he was still in pain. You placed the glass on the side table and seeing his difficulty, you reached out hesitantly to help him sit up, carefully arranging the pillows behind him. Here, please drink this, sir, you said softly, taking a step back after helping him settle. Jungkook looked at you, his eyes glintering with mischief despite his injuries. I can't exactly lift my arm much. I think you might have to make me drink it. You froze, uncertain, still holding back, but Jungkook's hand moved slowly towards you, gently taking it in his grasp. He guided you to sit on the bed beside him. Come on, help me to drink, please. Swallowing hard, you picked up the glass again, raising it to his lips carefully. Jungkook drank from the glass but paused, noticing your trembling hands and glistening eyes. He set his gaze on you intently, his brows frowning slightly. Why are you crying? You have always seemed so detached around me. You don't even like me. Isn't that right? So why are you crying seeing me like this? You act like it doesn't matter, like I don't matter to you, but then why these tears? If something happened to me, it wouldn't affect you, right? So why does it look like you are in pain? You looked away, your hands tightening around the empty glass. A painful tightness formed in your chest, each word making the ache even stronger. You glanced at him, trying to keep your emotions in check. When I saw you like this, all hurt, it felt unbearable. So, you do care? You care, and yet you keep trying to push me away? Jungkook's gaze softened as he looked at you, eyes full of unspoken questions. Why are you crying, Ryan? You love me, right? Then why can't you just say it? You felt your heart racing, but you forced yourself to hold back, your expression hardening as you replied, I don't have any feelings for you, sir. I'm just here to do my work, nothing more. The words came out sharper than you had intended. His face fell, and the sadness that flickered in his eyes hit you like a blow. He turned away slightly, his jaw clenched. Silently, he struggled to understand why you would deny what he felt so deeply between you. You could see his shoulders tremble slightly, and then the quiet sound of sob escaped from him. Sir Jungkook, please look at me. He anchored his arm away, hurt and frustration evident in his gesture. Don't. If you don't feel anything, then just don't. His words cut through you, and it was like he was putting up his own wall now, trying to guard himself against the pain. But you couldn't hold back anymore. Seeing him so broken broke something within you too. You reached out once more, this time wrapping your arms gently around his waist, pulling him closer. Please, Jungkook, just please listen to me. He didn't look at you, his eyes focused on a distant spot, refusing to meet yours. Your heart ached, knowing that your own stubbornness had pushed him to this point. For a moment, everything stilled. The warmth of the kiss lingered, gentle yet filled with every unspoken feeling you had tried to bury. After some time, slowly, you pulled back away. Jungkook looked at you, shock and confusion written across his face, his hands still frozen in place. Ryan, he murmured, his voice barely above a whisper. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hurt you. It's not that I don't care. I do, but I thought it was wrong, that I wasn't enough. Just because I don't show everything doesn't mean I don't care. I love you, Jungkook. I have loved you since that very first day I saw you coming down the stairs with that serious look on your face, as if the world couldn't touch you, but I hid it because I thought it was wrong. Why would you think it's wrong? He asked, his voice barely above a whisper. He moved his hand gently, lifting your chin, so you had no choice but to meet his gaze. I don't know where I belong in your life. I'm just here to do my work, to earn enough to help my family. And you are someone I could never dream of getting close to. And what if I wanted you to be close? What if, even with all these walls around me, I wanted you by my side? Sir Jungkook, I'm just a maid here, and you are the heir to an empire. He reached out, lightly brushing away a tear from your cheek. Maybe I am, but right now I'm just a man who wants to understand why you feel so much, and why I find myself feeling this way too. Jungkook, I just didn't want to be another burden. I thought it was better to keep my distance, to stay in my place so that you wouldn't. Stop, he interrupted gently, his thumb brushing across your cheek. You're not a burden, and you never could be. But Jungkook, your father and my family, they might not understand. I don't care what they think. If they really want what's best for me, they will see that it's you who makes me happy. I will tell them why, and I will tell them about us, and I will fight for us if I have to. Because I won't let anything or anyone make you feel like you don't belong with me. I will prove it to you. I will make this right for us. I love you and I'm not going to let you go. With those words, he pulled you into his arms, holding you tightly as if he feared you might slip away. And for the first time, you felt free to give in, resting in the warmth of his embrace, knowing that no matter what, he was yours and you were his. 2 days later, Jungkook arranged for your parents to visit the John mansion along with his own father, Mr. John. As everyone settled in the grand living room, the air was thick with anticipation. Jungkook began respectfully, turning to your parents. Hello, aunt and uncle. I asked you to come today because I have something important to say. That I love Wayne and I want to marry her. Your parents exchanged a shocked look. Your mother's hand trembled slightly as she clasped them together, and your father shifted uncomfortably. Your father finally spoke. Sir, this can't work. Our status and your families, there is a huge difference. We are just ordinary people, and you are from the John family. There are expectations for someone in your position. I understand your concerns, but my love for Ryan isn't something that can be measured by status or wealth. It's real, and it's what matters most to me. Turning to his father, Jungkook continued, his voice filled with determination. Dad, I need to know what you think about this. I know there are family expectations, but Ryan is the one I want. She is kind, she is genuine, and she makes me truly happy. Doesn't that matter more? Jungkook, son, love doesn't follow rules of status or wealth, and it's clear to me that you are truly happy with Ryan. I could see it even before you said anything today. Ryan isn't just someone doing her job, she is someone who cares for others, even in simple yet quiet ways. Your parents looked surprised as Mr. John continued speaking directly to them with respect. I understand your hesitations, but I have nothing but admiration for your daughter. She came here to work with dignity and to support her family, and that speaks volumes about her character. She is someone with a good heart, someone I could see as part of our family. He looked back at Jungkook, a gentle smile on his face. So, no, I don't have any problem with this marriage. Ryan's qualities are what make her deserving, not her background. As long as you are both committed to each other, then I give my blessings wholeheartedly. Thank you, Mr. John. If this is truly what our children want, then we give them our blessings too. Jungkook took your hand in his, looking at you with that same affectionate gaze. See, we are going to make this work. You laughed with joy and relief shining in your eyes, knowing that with everyone's acceptance, your love finally had the chance to blossom freely.